Scientific literacy. Well, let's start by cleaning the air and taking a look at what scientific literacy is not. So scientific literacy is not this. It is not measured by the amount of facts you know or the amount of scientific words and concepts you can define. Scientific literacy is bigger than that. It actually refers to the ability to think scientifically in order to understand the world and be a responsible citizen. Thinking scientifically is not as complicated as it may appear. In fact, scientific thinking is part of human nature, and we refer to it as curiosity. Curiosity allows us to make sense of the world around us, and I say that this is part of human nature because as babies and children, that is how we learn about the world around us, through inquiry and exploration. We become aware of our surroundings and the way things work. This awareness allows us to seek connections and make connections. Scientific literacy is empowering and is a different type of knowledge. It is more of an awareness. Besides curiosity, scientific literacy also includes metacognition, thinking about thinking, and that is where connections are made. In the classroom, it is an important skill for both teachers and students to have. Teachers need scientific literacy to create interdisciplinary lesson plans and apply the content to their students' lives so it is relevant and significant. When students are able to identify these connections, they become more interested in learning and are able to take skills learned within the classroom and apply it to their lives outside the classroom. Scientific literacy is something that begins with human nature, should be fostered in the classroom, and continues on throughout life. Scientific literacy can also be seen as a knowledge of science, as acknowledgement that it is present in our everyday lives. We are able to see how science connects to things such as social issues, environmental issues, and how it is present in politics. For example, basic scientific knowledge allows us to see the division of people. It allows us to see that the division of people by race is a social construction because there's only one race that exists, which is the human race. The need for scientific literacy is also necessary in things such as a presidential election, especially when we have a candidate that does not believe in climate change. When science says otherwise, so you tell me what that's about. We don't need to be experts on climate change, and we don't need to be scientists. To be scientifically literate means that we are informed citizens. A perfect example of being an informed citizen and understanding that science is in our everyday life can be seen in the situation that is occurring in Standing Rock in the protest against the Dakota Access Pipeline. That is both a social and environmental issue. One of the biggest arguments, however, is that water is life. And we all know this to be true. We drink water, we are composed of water, all other living things need water. Water is indeed life. So essentially that should be the only argument that is needed to block the building of this pipeline, this oil pipeline, this pipeline that will result in an oil spill that will result in the contamination of water and the harming of the ecosystem and prevent people from being able to drink the water from other living things to consume the water safely. You really don't need to be an expert in what is going on socially, and you don't need to be an expert on everything that this pipeline means. All you need to know is that water is life, and that is something that someone in elementary school can understand, and that is what it means to be scientifically literate, to accept this scientific fact, this simple to understand fact, and apply it to your everyday life and build connections. Connections and awareness are all implications of scientific literacy and the thought process of how we view the world.